Well, do you want to share the news?
Go back to sleep.
Sorry guys, the camera is fogged, but we don't have time to wait for it to unfog.
So yeah, the SIPs are on their way. And they'll be here in 15 minutes, and we don't have a forklift. And the truck driver was supposed to come later, but he decided to drive through the night, and they couldn't get a hold of me, even though they had my phone number for the last 6 straight months.
And they're supposed to call, but they didn't. Typical.
Is this how it is for everybody? Seriously, people, come on. You get paid good money. Act a little professional, would ya? So now I'm scrambling. We were gonna like, oh, we should probably do some stuff last night. We're like, oh, we'll just do it in the morning.
We'll do it in the morning.
That has bit us in the butt so many times. And here it is morning, and now we're like, So I've got to make some phone calls, try to talk to the driver, find out where he's at. And then we've got to get a forklift, because we don't have one right now. Because we weren't expecting the load this morning. And then we've got to scramble to find a place to put the SIPs.
SOL or?
We're good.
We're good?
So driver's already in town.
Okay.
He's on his way. He'll be 45 minutes. He's gonna use the restroom first. And then yeah, we're gonna offload over there. So that works out good. We'll have to just figure out how to get it over here, but so we're waiting for the driver right now. And I thought we'd just share a little bit of the drama that led up to this process. So one of the things we were worried about that would delay our SIPs was our road limits. We still have road limits. Like, our weather has just been horrible this year. We're getting no relief. It's rain, 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 which is fine, I guess. But the road limits are affecting our build in so many ways. And this was one of those things. So the road we live on has limits on it, and we weren't sure the trucking company or the SIP manufacturer was aware of that. So we did mention it. We did some legwork. We contacted the road department and asked, hey, what do we need to do? In the end, the trucking company had to actually contact the road department to get a permit based on the truck, the trailer, and the load. It sounds like they got one, which I didn't think that they would, just because the roads are really sensitive right now. Fragile is a good word.
We've had a lot of stuff happen with our SIPs as far as getting the SIPs here, approving the order, stuff like that. We haven't talked about a lot of it, but we do want to share a lot of those things because I think it's all stuff to really take into consideration when you're deciding which route to go. Let's just say, in comparison, many times it has sounded ridiculously easy to just go to Home Depot and get a bunch of lumber to stick frame our house.
Part of the reason we haven't created that video yet is because we're holding our judgment. We want to wait to see if the SIPs are just like the best thing since sliced bread, or if they're okay. And once we install the SIPs and we kind of get the process done, then I feel like we can really speak to the whole SIP experience, beginning to end. Yep, they are not protected. Nice. Oh boy. Not sure what to think about that.
Well, we've been getting rained on for the last 24 hours, that's for dang sure. First impression, go. 2 words.
Ah, this is exciting! Is this all of the screws? Let's see. Guess we'll have to go through that and see what's in there. And we already had one of those foam guns, but now we have another one. And I think that's all of our foam?
No, foam's in that box there. I don't
know 3-inch
sure.
steel plates. Oh, so these are for like lifting them. They're yeah.
Oh, cool. During the installation.
If we had, well, if we used a crane or whatever. Cool. And all the splines. Go. Alyssa. So Alyssa's off to do town stuff this morning. We're feeling really good about today. We had some time last night. We didn't get a lot of work done on the property. We spent most of the night kind of planning and creating a strategy for this coming weekend. My sister's coming in tonight, late. She'll be traveling about 8 hours to come visit and help us with SIPs. And then we've got some other friends who were here with us for the timber frame workshop and who have come back and helped us on different things on the house. They're coming this weekend to help with the SIPs. They're trying to build a home. I think I might have shared that, but they want to learn a little bit about SIPs. So it'll be exciting to have their help. So aside from all the chaos yesterday, we had a phone call from our SIP company, and there's a bit of an issue with our roof SIPs. Our SIP company contacted us because they were going to begin manufacturing our roof panels. And the way our roof is laid out, this is actually north and south. So these are the eaves, and the panels move up to the ridge this way. So they're laying horizontal, if you will. This is a 3-panel system. We have a 12-foot panel that goes up the middle, and then the outside panels on the north and south walls, those are 16 feet 8 3/4. The problem with this design is that it wastes a tremendous amount of panel. The SIPs are one piece of 24-foot long OSB. It's a single sheet. And so if you make a 16-foot 8 3/4 panel, you're going to waste 7 feet and some change. A 12-foot panel, well, you can get 2 of those per sheet. So that's a pretty good use of SIPs. So our company called and said, hey, can we rethink this design? We overlooked this during the drawing phase. This is going to create a tremendous amount of waste. So we spent quite a bit of time on the phone yesterday with our engineer trying to understand, revisit really, because it's been almost 6 months since we had this conversation, why we broke the roof up into 3 sections. With a 24-foot SIP panel, we could actually have the 4-foot overhang in the front, a 4-foot overhang in the rear, but the panels would break in the middle of these 2 rafters over that rafter bay. And the only thing that would connect the rear or the north portion of the roof to the front south portion of the roof would be the OSB splines that would attach the 2 panels together. So in essence, you'd have a separate roof. You'd have this south roof and a north roof, and the only thing holding those things is a bunch of screws. Our engineer doesn't like that. He wants us to make a secure connection between all of the rafters. It turns out because we're extending the eave or the gable 4 feet past the exterior wall, we have kind of an odd panel because we're including the wall thickness in that overhang. So we made a concession yesterday that in order to get down to a panel size that will produce the least amount of waste, we're actually going to reduce our north gable overhang by 8 3/4 inches, which is the wall thickness plus sheetrock. And that will allow a 24-foot full length no cutting panel to actually meet over one of our rafters. And then we'll have a little bit shorter panel on the south side. So instead of that 3-panel layout I showed a second ago, we'll end up with 2 panels and a lot less waste. So that basically took a couple of hours yesterday playing telephone with our engineer, SIP company and all that. And then we spent a bunch of time kind of sorting out some of the supplies, the materials that we need. There's a few things that we're missing for the exterior braces. We needed to track those down. So today is looking like it's going to be really busy getting the SIPs on the property. We've got the lumber that we took to the sawmill. It's already been dried. It's ready to pick up. We've got to do that. But the first thing I've got to do is go get a bobcat. We have had this silly hitch in our truck for over a year and we've just haven't pulled it out. We just haven't had a reason, I guess, to pull it out and install it. So we're happy to have that. We needed to put the 2 5/16 ball on this silly trailer. So Hey Hitch, good to have you in the family. I need to put the lock on though so somebody doesn't hijack this part. Apparently these are highly desirable when you go to shopping mall parking lots. Kind of random, but I've also had this new torque wrench sitting in my to-do list for a while. It's a 250 foot-pound wrench. I really like it so far, so we're keeping it in the truck. Bye!
Man, I didn't realize that's how you get in them. Guess I never really thought about it. Oh man, I don't think this Bobcat knows what it's in for. So cute! I just want to pinch its little cheeks. Ah! I don't feel that about our backhoe. Should we get one of these next?
Oh yeah!
Can you please answer this question so our comments aren't spammed? Why don't we have forks for the backhoe?
The simple answer is because the hooks that are on our bucket are non-standard hooks. And the lead time for the pin for the hooks is 6 to 8 weeks. And that was two weeks ago.
So we actually did try to get forks for the sips. We may still do that. And they would be good to have, but there's a reason we don't have them right now.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the folks who are commenting that we need to get forks, they're not wrong. I think they just don't fully understand the layout of the property, maybe. So forks wouldn't do as much for us as they think they would, but we'd still use them. So they're on the wish list. And we tried. We actually tried 2 different places. Nobody would call us back. Took forever. Yada yada yada. We don't have forks for the backhoe. And a friend of ours has the Bobcat, which is actually better anyway because it's a little more nimble, and that works good.
Well, we have somewhat of a logistical challenge at the moment. The sawmill where this lumber is that we had dried, our sips are here too. They're too busy today to load the sips and the lumber onto our trailer. So Jesse is working on getting the skid steer over here so we can do it ourselves. That's okay. That's one value of having access to equipment, is that you're a little bit more self-sufficient. If you're wondering, we estimated that we have about 2,000 board feet of lumber that Jesse and Justin milled a couple of weeks ago, and the cost to dry all of it I think was $211. I think that was a check that we wrote, and that's to have it in the kiln for, I think it was a week, maybe it was a little bit longer. We're ready to rock and roll. Is even more challenging than backhoe communication, because Jesse can't hear me and he can't see me, so I gotta like go up down and try to get him to notice me. For strapping our load down, we decided to only do 4 units, so this could take us probably 2 more trips And so far, strapping things down seems treacherous.
Yeah, stuff's fragile, which we knew on the packing slip. It's all over the packing slip, so. Freight damage is just too common.
Didn't take him long at all, did it?
You in there already? Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh wow, there he goes. Wow. Where is he?
Bugaboo, are you in there?
Oh my gosh, what a jungle gym.
Hey, what are you doing in there? Hi. Is that, did we get this for you? Yeah, we got this for you. It's a Bengal gym. Yeah. Huge
oh my
cat
gosh,
tree.
so happy.
Bugaboo. The only cat tree in the world movable with a forklift only, probably. Hey, that one. He's coming, Mom.
Which side?
Up, up, up.
Up?
Right there.
Oh wow. Bugaboo. There he is.
Hi.
This is a really fun game.
Come here. Oh, you're gonna go backwards in that hole, really?
Which hole next?
Come here. Watch you go. I gotcha. Okay, go in this one. He's over there.
Hey, don't eat that.
That's expensive foam. Don't
Please
eat
don't eat that. That's more expensive than your cat food. Oh, he's pretty heavy. Something tells me that he might nap in here. Okay, let's go get the last. One more load.
One more.
It's going really well.
Yeah, getting better.
I didn't think it'd take us most of the day, but it's kind of how everything is, right? It takes a little longer than you think, but it's a pretty big deal to get the sips here.
Yeah, we're having to just adapt like always. Can't just go do the thing. It's always like do the thing, oh problem, fix the thing, do the thing. Looking good. I like to see a leaning tower of sips on my property.
I do too, man. We've waited a very long time for this.
Yeah, they're very not, it's not dramatic at all. It's very anticlimactic.
Yeah, kind of.
They in themselves are not
It'll
exciting.
be pretty wild when they're on our house.
Yeah. Look at these bevel cuts. These are cool.
Yeah, they are.
I'm excited. That's going to be our roof right there. I wonder what that one goes to. Maybe the bedroom?
My mom texted me. She said, are your roof sips going to be just as thick? And I said, no, they're going to be 4 inches thicker.
Yeah.
These are 8 inches thick. Our roofs will be...
Our roof is going to be that thick.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
One sip. Yeah. And they're going to be monsters too. 20 feet and 24 feet. So we won't have very many units, but they'll all be big, big units.
Whew.
Hooey. Ho dang.
All right, it's Friday evening. It's 5 o'clock. My belly's craving.
I'm hungry. Are you
Chicken
hungry?
Parmesan.
All right.
Which we're going to make ourselves, so...
Ready? Hey, you made it up the driveway.
Yeah.
You just went for it.
I did.
Oh, confidence. Watch out, confidence, everybody.
I don't know why it has to be raining and stuff,
I know, it started raining.
but it's a spring rain, so it'll probably pass.
Yeah, I noticed on the sips that it says exposure 1, which means it's rated for 1 year of exposure to the weather.
So in
that's good.
theory, we should be good for a few weeks.
So at this rate, we could just put them on next year.
Why not? We're trying to decide where to put the last load. We're thinking if we end up playing with the sips tomorrow, it'll be really easy to move them once everything's on the property. So I think we're just gonna stay focused and just kind of put it wherever for now. That'll do. Are you gonna give the Bobcat back to Justin, or are you gonna make him beg for it back?
What we'll do is we'll barter. I'll be like, what are you gonna give me? It's good. I haven't run one in a long time, like longer than I haven't run any equipment, so it's very unfamiliar to me. I've probably run a forklift more recent than I've run a Bobcat. So yeah, and good machine, but it's not a forklift. But it's not a lot of things, but it does a little bit of everything, so yeah.
It's a, what's the word? It's a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, but if you needed one machine, I'd probably own that guy. It's not a very good backhoe, it's not a very good post hole digger, it's not a very good forklift, it's not a very good, but it'll do a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna give you guys a link to one of our favorite YouTube channels. We haven't watched all the videos, but basically, this channel is all about like kid videos for trucks and heavy machinery, and I don't care who you are, those songs are dang catchy. Here's the skid steer song. Boom, 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 last one. These long panels are going right there. Time to go grab our lumber, and then time for dinner.
I'm hungry.
One more trip?
Let me eat.
One more trip, or are we eating?
I'm eating.
Really?
Heck yeah.
Should I start some dinner?
Dinner.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty hungry.
I'm starving.
We can get it after dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's kind of dark, it's fine.
Yeah, let's see how dinner goes, and then yeah, we may get it tonight or tomorrow. See you over there.
Bye. I'm gonna beat you.
Probably. There she goes again. Trip number 22 today. Looking good. Ready?
Very.
Okay.
Nice work today.
You too. Did you loop, swoop, and pull?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. Good job.
See you at home?
Yeah.